Hey guys, I'm Dave and welcome to the Trull Gallery. Today I'm going to share with you the finishing nightmare I had on a recent project. After 30 years in this business, I still have things to learn. During the finishing process on a recent build, I had several setbacks. I'm going to show you what went wrong and how I fixed it in the hopes that you will learn from my mistakes and won't have to deal with them yourself. Now, I don't have all the shots I would like for this video, but I wasn't really planning on sharing this until after the project was done. That, and when things go sideways, I'm not always thinking clearly. So with that said, let's see how I got through a few of these challenges.
The prep work on this bar top went fine. It was thoroughly sanded, and then an oil-based stain was added. The first challenge came when I mixed up the two-part epoxy bar top finish and I applied 3 coats to the bottom of the bar. It never really flowed out well, and I thought the heat and humidity in Florida were just causing the epoxy to cook off too soon. So I decided to finish the top in the house. Please don't judge me. I don't think the weather had much to do with my results, as the top didn't look any better than the bottom. It's hard to see in this shot, but there wasn't a smooth spot anywhere. The surface was all dips and drips, and more coats didn't seem to help any. If you have any thoughts on how to pull this off, I'd love to hear them. I'll be doing this finish again soon. After hours of sanding, I got to the point where I could level out the finish with urethane. Sadly, with all that sanding, I blew through the epoxy in a couple of areas. To even out the color, I added 1 more coat of stain and let it dry overnight. Before adding my first coat of finish, I wiped everything down with denatured alcohol. That helps to dry out the remaining oil in the stain, and then I could spray the first coat of a water-based urethane. Things looked good, and over the next few days I added a total of 4 coats, doing a little light sanding between coats. And then this happened. What looked like a small defect was the beginning of a really bad day. The urethane peeled right off the bar.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
I contacted the manufacturer to see if they could shed some light on what went wrong. While you can use water-based urethane over an oil stain, it only works when the stain is directly on the wood. The epoxy prevented the oil from being absorbed into the wood and would never dry. After sanding 1 more time, it was time to spray an oil-based spar varnish on the bar. Oil over oil is fine, and the finish adhered well. What it didn't do was flow out, and I'm starting to see a trend here. I tried brushing, but that left brush marks, and when I sprayed it, it left something close to orange peel. I thought I'd never get through this project. It was time for 1 more discussion with the manufacturer. This time I asked if I could put a water-based urethane on top of their oil-based spar varnish. Luckily, the answer was yes. And I say luckily because I don't like running oil-based products through my spray gun, and I know I can get a nice finish with the water-based urethane. After 1 more sanding, I sprayed a few coats of urethane, leaving me with a nice finish. Except here. I'll admit that what I had hoped to be the last coat was sprayed at night and my lighting was crap. I managed to lay down too much urethane on this corner of the bar and it puddled up. After letting it sit for a couple of days, I realized that finish just wasn't going to cure, so I carefully removed the finish from that area of the bar. I scraped off the excess finish and lightly sanded the transition. I was able to spot repair that end rather than sand down the entire top and start over again. Over the next couple of days, I brushed on several coats of urethane, again sanding in between coats. Once I got the surface level, I could then go back and wet sand it smooth and finish it off with a little bit of paste wax.
Finishing this bar top damn near killed me. It took far longer than it should have, but I learned a lot about product compatibility. Looking back, the solutions all seem pretty basic, but I still managed to jack up the project. Repeatedly. In the end, the bar came out great, and my clients loved the project. So much so that they ordered a companion piece to go with it. let's just hope the finishing goes smoother on this new piece. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this video, especially those things that I still haven't figured out what went wrong. If you know how to do it, please drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear your suggestions. If you enjoyed this video, how about give us a thumbs up and maybe share it with friends. And if you haven't already, maybe it's time to hit the subscribe button and that little bell so you get notified each time I put out a new video. Not sure what's coming up next. I have a plan, but that never seems to work out. So with that said, have a great day. Take care. We'll see you soon.